that whole thing with Amy Millard and Tammy Galloway, it still bothers me. It never made any sense. I mean, if anyone was a bully, it was that fucking bitch, Tammy. Amy, me, Tammy, and Abigail Fraser, we all went to the same primary school together. Amy was one of my best friends, but Tammy and Abigail were just some randoms in our year. We weren't even in the same form together. We never had anything to do with them. But then, when we all went into year 7 at our secondary school, all 4 of us ended up in the same form group together. We got to know them pretty well then. And they were complete bitches. They were always making fun of Amy. I think her dad was still in prison at the time. It was never a secret or anything when we were in primary school, but no one really thought to mention it. And apart from the few of us who already knew Ames, no one at our new secondary school knew anything about it. Not to start with, anyway. For some reason, Tammy would always mess with her about it, and it got round pretty quickly then. And at the time, Amy was a bit, look, I don't want to say fat, plump, and she had lame clothes. And Tammy would always say stupid things like, your dad must be a pretty shit criminal if those are the best trainers you can afford. Can't he steal you some Nikes? And whenever stuff went missing, Tammy and Abigail would always try to blame it on Amy. I mean, her dad wasn't even in prison for stealing. The two of them were complete idiots. I guess it was nothing, really. Just mean stuff like that. I think Tammy thought she was being funny, maybe. But the two of them would never leave her alone. She always went bright red, and she never said anything. I remember she had this Hello Kitty pencil case that her dad had given her. And she always left her school bag in the form room every lunchtime. But one day, when we came back from lunch, someone had taken out her pencil case and drawn a load of penises in Tipp-Ex all over it. Tammy and Abigail were sniggering about something at the back, like a couple of bitches, but I couldn't say for certain it was them. Amy was really upset about it, obviously, but I think Mrs. Spencer just told her to grow up when she told her about it. When I was in year 8, my dad got a new job, and so we moved, and I started a new school. I'd still speak to Amy online all the time, though. She started acting a bit strange, posting weird stuff on Tumblr, but I was pretty sure that was just her online persona. She was still the same dorky old Amy she always was when we were talking together. It had been a while, actually, since I'd spoken to her, when a couple of the other girls from my old school messaged me, saying she'd gotten herself arrested by the police for bullying Tammy, and Tammy had killed herself. Complete nonsense. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. They sent me links to news articles about Tammy being hit by a train. But as far as Amy being concerned, I thought they were completely full of it. I mean, if anyone was a bully, it was that fucking bitch, Tammy. Amy never did anything to anyone when I knew her, but everyone I spoke to seemed to be convinced she was involved. Yeah, I'd still talk to her online, but I never brought it up, and she never mentioned it, so I just thought it was another way for the arseholes at school to wind her up. I hadn't spoken to her for a while now. No reason. I mean, I kept meaning to get back in touch, but I just never got round to it. I got an email from Mum this morning asking me if this was the same Amy Millard that I'd gone to school with. I mean, yeah, it was the same Amy Millard. Murdered. Bludgeoned to death with a hammer. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was reading. It made me sick to my stomach. The only people I ever knew who died, apart from that fucking bitch Tammy, were old relatives. I mean, it's really messed up to know that one of your childhood friends is dead. Murdered as well. I mean, she could be a bit of a weirdo at times, but who isn't? She didn't deserve that. I hope they catch the bastards who did it. Anyway, here's to you, my friend. Here's to you.